Okay, so meet with Steve Secor today from Environmental Taming. One of the things that I get asked a lot of questions on from not only people buying a house, but my clients that are already in homes, is about maintenance. They're like, hey, what is it about the, maintenance? Is it going to help me? They usually come to me with home value. Is it helping my home value? And if you don't have to replace the unit, or if you're going to sell that house, you don't have to replace the unit, then that usually helps them with value when they're negotiating out. But what I want to really ask you is when you're seeing a well-maintained unit versus a non-well-maintained unit, what are some of the things that those people are doing for that maintenance that's making a difference?
Well, by doing the maintenance, by having us come out and clean the system and make sure everything's working properly, the annual maintenance or semi-annual, depending on the equipment, will keep the unit running at its efficiency. If it's not being done, then the efficiency slowly drops off. So it may have been a 14 SEER when it was put in, but it's now operating at a 10. So they're paying for the maintenance in increased utility costs, whether they're buying the maintenance or not.
Okay, so there's a cost differential. If I bought it as a 14 SEER and I haven't maintained it well, now it's operating at a 10 SEER, I'm probably feeling that in my utility bills.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what is a typical maintenance charge kind of run? What's a range that you may run between on that?
Well, if we do a single maintenance, you're looking at about $70.
Okay.
We also have our maintenance program, which you can get two maintenance for $132.
Okay.
Or you can do it with the actual chemical coil cleans for $193 for a whole year.
Okay.
Plus discounts on any repairs that would come up.
Okay. So when you do maintenance on a system, what does that really look like? Is that coil cleaning? Is it just cleaning out the unit? What do you do? What are some of the steps that we're going to do on a maintenance service call?
When we're doing a regular maintenance call, we're looking at first of all, what's the condition of everything?
Okay.
What's the condition of the indoor coil and the outdoor coil? Every unit has two coils. Sometimes that gets a little confusing.
Okay.
There are two coils, and so we want to see how dirty is each one of those. We're looking at fan blades. How dirty are they? And our maintenance includes cleaning those fan blades unless not been maintained.
Sure.
If it's a mess, then there's an additional charge for those things. Checking the contacts on your contactors, relays, making sure all the wiring is tight and intact, nothing's overheating.
Okay.
Making sure fusing is number one proper, and make sure that the contacts in the fuse box are still good. Fuse box right by the unit.
Yeah.
We're looking at how are the bearings in the blower motors, indoor and outdoor. How are the amp draws? That's the amount of power being drawn. Is it appropriate for the motor?
Okay.
Or is something causing something to overdraw or underdraw?
Now, would that be something with maybe the condition of the units making it change the draw? Okay.
Yes.
That's a lot more involved than what I thought a maintenance call might be. All right, so how do the filters? I know one of the other things we talk about, a lot of the things when we talk about maintenance is filters.
Right.
Some of them you go to. It seems like you go to Home Depot and they've got all kinds of air fresheners built into them, and they've got elaborate plastic pieces on them, all the way down to something that looks like it's barely even a filter. It's just very thin. It's almost transparent.
Right.
Do you have an opinion on good filters versus bad filters, or what you recommend to people?
What I recommend is really dictated by how is their system set up.
Okay.
Because sometimes, like those really cheap ones that will actually stop the cat from entering the unit, but not much else. Sometimes we have to use those because they put in a filter space that is inadequate for that piece of equipment. And by putting in a really good pleated filter, we will slow the airflow through the unit. We can actually kill a compressor that way.
Okay.
So we don't want to, have a little cleaner air and then cost somebody thousands of dollars.
Okay. So not one size fits all.
Correct.
Okay. Great. Well, if you guys have more questions on how to get better maintenance or to get a hold of Steve Secor, please give us a contact and we'll make sure we get you two connected.